we've come to learn in crafting the Dragon trilogy is that every installment needs to expand the world. It needs to expand the wonder. Wonder is very important to me because it speaks to that adventurous kid in all of us.
Let's go!
Epic is sort of really the operative word for Dean's vision in connection with Pierre-Olivier Vincent, our production designer. They do everything big.
There's so much more things that we can do. We can make those worlds like richer, more sophisticated, more interesting to make sure that people going to see those movies are going to be experiencing something unique. All that is a massive effort.
If you're going to do a dragon film and you have characters climbing onto the backs of dragons and exploring their world that is ever expanding, then of course you want to introduce new people and new lands and new dragons.
What is all this slobbering and panting?
Isn't it obvious he's in love?
In working on each installment of this trilogy, we really came to learn what the components are that make a dragon film. I think it's fantastic to have adventure, but I'm more interested in how we touch people, how emotional the experience is.
One of the great things about this movie is it's a huge romantic movie. If Toothless didn't meet the Light Fury, this movie wouldn't exist. It's the change agent of what really makes the story happen. As we all know, the minute somebody meets somebody that's going to change their life forever, all the other decisions start to go through the prism of the person that they've just fallen in love with.
Toothless has never really encountered a dragon like himself. For him, it's love at first sight, and for her, she can't help but feeling an attraction to him as well.
Toothless, goes with where he's supposed to go with the Light Fury and back to be the king he's supposed to be. Hiccup is seeing this and trying to come to terms with the fact that there's something in the world more important to Toothless than Hiccup.
When I first talked to Dean about the story, his biggest fear was if he separated Toothless and Hiccup, that he'd never be forgiven for it.
Our world doesn't deserve you.
I find that storyline, it was the ideal conclusion of the trilogy. It's truthful, and everybody feels the emotion of that decision.
It makes me realize that you can tell this kind of a story with emotional depth, and people can be a little bit sad about it, but also feel really emotionally satisfied.
It's November 29th, 2018. Today is the final day of the final mix. So this is it. The movie's done. It's been a decade of my life, a decade of the lives of so many people that worked on these films. And I'm so glad that we were able to stay together as a family.
Both Dee and I just sort of swelled with pride. Those people did the very best work of their lives.
We all, I think, experience in a way the same journey that Hiccup has, which is it's time to let go, but we will always carry that experience with us.
A lot of members of the crew, had their first child during Dragon 1, and at the end of Dragon 3, you have adolescents suddenly with you. For all of us, it is a special experience.
Not only are the characters saying goodbye to one another within our story, we're saying goodbye to one another on the crew. I'm very proud that people feel so invested, ultimately so sort of rewarded by the work. It's certainly a lifetime goal fulfilled.